Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today we are kind of doing a recap of Mythic Plus and a lot of things that have happened over the week. As you might expect, I haven't done many videos. I did upload one priority that was kind of cool. We did very well. And it was early on the week, so it was a bit harder than usual. Now my gear is nothing crazy. I have zero set because I didn't get any on rate and also on Bolt. And then I'm keeping my catalyst charges for next week, maybe to get a catalyst charge on a mythic piece or even on some heroics if I don't get, and possibly get forced with the rate thingies. Now I'm in my Mythic Plus build. I did change some things around. While I still don't have a lot of gear, Roten has been performing quite well, and Tornado helps a lot on cooldown reduction, and I'm playing though these two talents instead of plant execution and improve shadow techniques. Now for most of my Mythic Plus, I've been doing 10 and 11s, and sometimes I deplete the 10 to a 9. Not very frequently, but it does happen. And I always do my own key. As a DPS, as you might know, it's very hard to get into keys otherwise. And I'm still using, of course, the old 4 set. If you have the possibility to change to the new 2 set, do it as soon as possible. The only bad part is the shoulders, and you can even use 2 set with pants, helmet, gloves, or chest. 2 of either of those and it works. Now for Mythic Plus and other places, you can use a double unused trinket, but you can also use a cool trinket like the Crystal or the Pacemaker. Crystal it's a little bit better for Mythic Plus because it only has one bad stat and can proc quite a bit, and Pacemaker is just solid. It won't seem the best, but it does quite well. If you still have the Eye of Kazam from before, it's still a little bit decent if all of your trinkets suck, but it's very likely that you just replace it fast. Now, as for other things, you do remember that we have a cool sheet where we have everything, especially if you want to use a double trinket. And there's also the Mythic Plus playlist. I'm going to be uploading more Mythic Plus now that I have vacation. And I'm just going to leave some footage where I talk about a little bit about the things that I want to do for next week and that you might want to know. So today it's the Gamescom release. As I'm filming this video, it's around 7 p.m. and the release it's at 8 p.m. EU, of course. As you know, we are EU gamers. And this is very cool. We are going to see midnight, and what it entails. It's not very likely that we see gameplay or cool things like that, but more places to do. I'm also going to do a build video, what you should kind of get if you want the TLDW. Just try to get mythic tier set in places that are on the farthest away bosses, so you know the tier sets that drop from, how to say it, from Fractilos or Nexus Hunter. We don't use shoulder, so most likely the chest. If you get a mythic chest, it's very likely that it's going to be good for a lot of the time. If you don't have prism, try to get prism. If you already have prism and forge is available, also try to get forge, because that combo of prism and forge is very strong if you know what you are doing when you are going to use it to be using the cooldowns, and because of our damage profile. It may seem a little bit worse depending on how you do things, but it's very reliable and you will have your unused trinkets for the time that you need them. Now, for other things, I did post the new PvP video. Not about talking about how to do PvP or anything, just the items that you can get even this week. Getting the trinket and then the wrists that you can socket with the PvP item. It very likely to be an upgrade. Now for next week, I'm also going to do what you can craft. Most likely, if you didn't craft weapon because you could kill Lumithar, or maybe are waiting for the Vault one, you can craft the weapon, and maybe a ring. Why a ring? because if you get a good ring, you can equip it on the other ring. If you craft a neck and wrists or shoulders, you may get some mythic shoulders in 1 or 2 weeks, and replacing it will be very annoying. Of course, if you have a lot of mythic items, it's also a viable strategy to just send the crests into those mythic items, but that's very unlikely unless you are a big gamer killing quite a bit mythic bosses. And we still have some cool gear from even the first boss. Remember the ring, the Plexus Sentinel ring? You have seen Echo and Liquid, they are doing a lot of splits for that ring. It's very good. Not to be forgotten, also, there is the BOE ring that has any stat that you would want. You can do a gear set with top gear. Just select several of them that you may be interested in, and then use the page called WoW Pay to Win to check for the listings in which server they are. And then remember, with the Warbound um, kind of thing, you can transfer gold from your server to that server, and then the item is bind until equipped. You put it on the Warbound chest, and then you can get it on your main. It's very likely that you just create a decay of an allied race or an allied race in general. You begin in Stormwind or in Orgrimmar, and that helps it a lot. So I'm not going to ramble more, and I did do kind of a lot of free information that you might want. There's also a thing about the Delve Journey level 3 that I will kind of explain, but that will be for another video. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next video.